Coach, is there any update on Victor's progress? Could we see him coming to games soon? Things like that?
Victor Olofsson and Kyle Okposo both showed good signs here today. We're going to assess post-practice and take a final look in the morning, but it looks like they're an option already for tomorrow, but we'll make that final call again tomorrow.
Are you surprised? I mean, it seemed like they'd be out another week or a few days at least. Are you surprised?
Yeah, you know what? You don't plan for anybody to be ready until they're actually skating with you in practice. But what we like is just how good the rehabs work here and how fit they feel within a couple of days. I've seen this multiple times this year, so it's just a compliment to the work that's being done in the preparation for these players returning, and we just like where they're at right now, and it's looking good.
How much concern do you have about Marcus?
Yeah, he's definitely in a day-to-day category again, and we'll take a look tomorrow. It's not a concern long-term, big picture. If anything, it would be potentially one game, but let's take a look at him tomorrow.
Is that related to the hit he took last night, the hit from behind?
No, it is upper body, but not related to that, no.
What have you seen from Dowling these last 3 games especially? I mean, the defensive play has been strong, the movement of the puck. We saw the drop pass for the goal, but these 3 games have seemed to be particularly good. Yeah, no, he just is getting more and more confidence to play what needs to be done for a game in the National Hockey League. We really like his, just technically how he's attacking his one-on-ones right now and playing without the puck, which I speak to you a lot about, which needs to happen for a defenseman of that caliber to feel comfortable without it. And with the puck, he's just finding a really good balance. If we look early in the season, in some of the hotter situations where he would try and make plays, and he's now being patient and waiting till those opportunities and those openings are actually there. So it's simple play, boom, genius. Simple play, genius. There's a different rhythm all the time, and he's finding that rhythm now, which the great defensemen do, is that mix between simplicity when the team needs it and brilliance when we need it, because he can really make a play when he has that space and time. And we just like the reads he's getting. I think a lot of that is the confidence he has now away from the puck and how much he's enjoying going into those one-on-one battles and trying to win those just as much as he is to make a good play offensively. And it's exciting to watch him grow week in and week out here, and who knows where that limit will be.
What have you learned about him as a person as the years go?
Just, again, his coachability and his team-first mindset is he's all in for this group, and his competitiveness. Like, he really, really wants to win. I mean, that's an important thing that maybe people take for granted, but to really want to compete and do what the team needs all the time is, we've seen the great Swedish players of the past. They can really take on an important space in a team, and he's one of those special European complete players who he's going to be a centerpiece of what we're doing here.
How big was it to see that resiliency from your group last night?
Yeah, it was definitely tough to go down that early, and we loved the bounce back. And again, 7 minutes into the second going down and winning the rest of the game 2-0 to get the win, I thought showed just a belief and confidence. This group, I've said it before, they do not quit. There's nobody that can call this team a quitter at any point in time. And what we need to take out of this, though, is to get a better start. We can't be accepting falling behind at home over and over again. So working for a lead tomorrow against a team as defensively powerful as Columbus will be extremely important. But we love the resiliency of the group yesterday and the reaction.
And especially from Carter Hutton to be able to bounce back from that too. What have you liked about his game and how he's been able to stay resilient despite kind of a roller coaster season as he's described it?
Yeah, I mean, that game is a bit of a, it's a mirror image of this season actually, where he showed us with, some struggles in the middle of just being able to close out games together with us as a team, how he fought and worked hard off the ice and on the ice to get himself back into a space to compete at the level he's doing now. And within that game yesterday, you know, it just shows the person he is. He's been a real important voice in our room as we're, you know, working on a Sabres brand of hockey that we want to perform consistently with. And also Carter had to work through some tough phases. And, you know, we're just so pleased for him that he's getting something back for all that effort and work that he's put in, not only to himself, but into the team.
Ralph, how have you seen Jeff Skinner? I know you've been asked so much about him recently, but you talk about putting in the work and finally seeing results. What is your message to him, as I'm sure you see him put in the work,
Yeah.
the results just aren't coming?
No, he just has to keep working. You know, number one, within the way we want to play, number one is for everybody to grab on to the things you can do every single day. You know, we have a very big ask on the way we want to pressure teams, and it's hard work, and it's a grind mentally to do that all the time. We ask Jeff that, we ask everybody that, and, you know, we don't put a lot of pressure on the players offensively, as we don't put handcuffs on them offensively. They've got the space and ability to create once they get into the opportune situations, and we have to know when that is and when that isn't. Like we just spoke about with Dahlin, he's finding those spaces when it's time to do something offensive. And if you know, Jeff continues to work in that space, he'll get his goals. They'll come, and you know, he'll get on one of his runs, as he has often in his career, if he holds that line.
As a coach, do you have to massage him a little more, and because he may be delicate at this point, a scorer of his magnitude is not accustomed to a stretch like this?
Well, as a coach, there's no two players the same. So as a coach, there's no two strategies the same. It's all about understanding the different buttons that you attempt to push together with the player. So, you know, with the one player, you need a little bit of a harder hand, with the other one, a bit of a softer hand. The one reacts good to video, the other one reacts better to, you know, to a board chat, and the other one to better practice habits. So it's finding that unique path, and that's what makes coaching so much fun, is you have multiple individuals with all different ways to their successful potential, which is what we need to try and do, is find their potential. And if we don't, on a given day, we regroup in the morning and try to work at it again. And that's what we do with Jeff, and that's what we do with everybody else in this room.
What has helped Colin Miller get a little more comfortable and carve out some regular duty here over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, just his also, again, the confidence playing within our principles, you know, the willingness now and the understanding of the whole gapping pressure that we want to do. But offensively, he's much more relaxed of late, and we can see his offensive upside, which is something we definitely need to do against a team like Columbus. We just didn't create enough last time we played them here just a few weeks ago, and we need those skilled players like Colin to be able to step up into those spaces and have some deception and add to our offensive power. Now that we're understanding what we need to do defensively, it's the offense now that needs to grow out of that. You know, and Colin is one of those players that can definitely help our offense create more opportunity.
Ralph, what's your message for Lawrence Pilot? I mean,
Yeah.
he's accomplished a lot in his year and a half, especially
Yeah.
in Rochester, but comes up here and he finds himself behind a lot of other guys that are playing back in the blue line.
Yeah.
What's your message for him while he's trying to work his way back in the lineup?
Yeah, just keep working. I mean, he's got such an unbelievable, strong, positive attitude towards what it takes to be an NHL player. I mean, he doesn't want to leave anything to chance, and you know, his physical base and his willingness to sacrifice and play within a team game is very high. And you know, we've seen it in Rochester now for a year and a half, and off and on here in Buffalo. And you know, he's just another exciting player for the future. Just you know, a step off of being in the top six at the moment, but he's putting a lot of pressure on our top six, and that's what we want from Lawrence. You know, keep putting the pressure on. We have to make sure he doesn't go too long without playing. You know, and that's the beauty of our relationship with Rochester. And you know, Bots and Randy Sexton have a really good eye on that, what that balance is and how much that needs to be you know, conformed to, that we get him playing. So we'll take a look at him day to day, but we've enjoyed having him here, and he makes our group better for sure.
In the short time that you've gotten to know him, what impresses you most about his play?
Yeah, I mean, his smarts, his ability to read the game, and his compete is very high. When he goes in for any challenges one-on-one, the way he can escape under pressure and solve that pressure. Those are assets for sure. His offense will grow eventually. It's his defensive game that we're quite impressed with at the moment.
With regard to Dolly,
Yeah.
He's a quiet player, seeming. How does he show off that competitive side to you guys?
Yeah, it's more you can read a lot in players' eyes and the competitiveness of them in the way they react, but without it being destructive. And he's learning how to manage that anger towards something that's not going the way he would like it to go, whether it's the team or himself. He's channeling that energy way better right now into his next shift, into the next thing he can influence and change. And that's what we like about him. But you can see it in him also, of course. We're having permanent conversations with him on different levels, Smitty with him, I with him, and so on and so forth. And you can just see that competitive animal in him, which is exciting.